All right. Hello and welcome to my digital tools showcase for what I used on my lesson plan. Um, so basically, I took a previously completed lesson and project that normally happens all within our CodeHS platform. And this has multiple elements, like there's an initial establishment of the concept of pair programming. Um, and then there's okay, well, apologies, I didn't expect that. There is a brainstorm section where they have to talk about what they plan on doing. There is a planning section as to how they're actually going to do it. The paper prototype, which is to create a visual so that way I can essentially approve it as well. And then pseudocode, which is just like fake code to execute the task, and then they actually do their coding program here. And usually they would just code the program and be done. But I've decided to modify this lesson using the three tools from the class. So starting off, there's Canva. So rather than just doing the picture prototype and creating that visual draft by hand, we're actually going to use Canva to solve those tasks, which was really good because students without artistic abilities can easily access Canva. So they got a much firmer grasp of what they visually wanted while using this tool as opposed to when they do it by hand. Because there's usually some group conflation when they're just doing it pencil and paper. Next was the planning. So we used the Coggle Coggle IT, Coggle Mind mapping, to plan. So normally, and forgive the misspellings, but normally when we do this process, I just have them in pseudocode or in the just brainstorming element say like, what do you need? What needs to be done or added to the code to accomplish your task? And um, this was actually an excellent tool to get the students to show me what they were planning on doing so we could talk through the coding process before they started. Um, like if they were telling me that they wanted to add a snowflake, I'd go, okay, well, how are you going to do that? Is it going to be in the function section? Are you going to need it in a for loop? How are you going to solve this? And they could really break it down a little bit more creatively. And we saw some pretty interesting ones too on the day of. But this was super helpful because middle school students struggle with visualization, and so this really helped them give like a solid concrete foundation to work from. And then finally, student work submissions. Um, Came from the students. Normally, when they do submit, I do create links and store it into a student work document. But throughout the course of this program, we've talked a lot about providing students with opportunities to share their work. So Padlet, I thought, would be a perfect example of, or a perfect tool for getting students to show each other what they've created. So we created a Padlet for students to submit their work. Just for confidentiality's sake, Aaron, Eli, and Adam are not real people. This is just something that I put in as a stand-in, so that way there would be no ethical issues. Um, but they attach like a photo of their progress. They give you the link. But yeah, it was pretty good stuff. I really enjoyed using these tools. And the only thing I think I'll do in the future is use this instead of the pseudocode section because I think this was so successful that there's no real reason to run the kids again through the pseudocode element.